Hello, fellow investor. I want to welcome you to this channel. In this video, we're going to look at the earnings expectations for U.S. Bank, symbol USB. USB is scheduled to report second quarter earnings on Thursday, July 17th before the market open. We'll cover several topics to see how USB is trading going into earnings and help set expectations moving forward. We'll review the current price chart and trend charts, along with some key valuation, growth, and profitability metrics from Seeking Alpha and Fast Graphs. I'll also share my USB portfolio holdings and performance. Let's get started. In the previous quarter, USB reported revenue of $6.96 billion, beating estimates by $51.85 million. USB reported earnings of $1.03 per share, beating estimates by 6 cents per share. For this quarter, USB is expected to report revenue of $7.06 billion, with earnings per share of $1.07 per share. In the last 90 days, 5 analysts have raised estimates and 13 analysts have lowered estimates. USB is showing positive relative strength going into earnings. The options market is pricing an implied move of plus or minus 4.4%. The USB price chart shows that USB has broken above its downtrend on about May the 12th. It broke above that on a little bit of a gap open. The 20-day moving average crossed above the 50-day not long after. The 20-day is now broken above the 200-day moving average. And within the next week or two, if it continues on this trend, it looks like the 50-day will break above the 200-day as well. The RSI is trading above the midline of 50. Currently trading at 65. It's declining slightly, coming out of overbought condition. We also have the PPO trading in positive territory, with the 12-day moving average above the 26-day moving average. We can also see that the price and momentum is outperforming the SPX. I do see improving accumulation with a slight decrease over the last couple of weeks. The money flow is showing bullish momentum at the moment, trading above 0.05. USB is outperforming the SPX by about 4.85%. It is underperforming its sector by 6.24%. It is underperforming the banking industry, but the banking industry overall is outperforming the SPX by 14.08%. Overall, USB is showing strong relative strength and strong momentum moving into the earnings. Moving to the USB trend chart using weekly data over the last 5 years, we can see that USB is underperforming for the most part over the last couple of months its longer term averages, but over the last looks like 2 weeks it's moved above its long term averages. For the midterm averages, it's been trading above since about the beginning of May, trading above those averages. And then in the short term, over the last, looks like 4 weeks or so, it has been trading above its short term averages. So just to summarize, it looks like USB is showing momentum in all three time ranges: short term, mid term, and long term. Turning our attention to valuation growth and profitability metrics from Seeking Alpha, USB does have a forward PE of 10.91 times compared to the sector at 11.13 times, so a little undervalued there. The forward price to book is 1.3 for USB, where the sector is 1.18. The expected revenue growth rate for USB is 1.97 compared to the sector at 6.54. The expected EPS growth rate is 13.41 compared to the sector at 7.06. And when we turn to profitability, the net income margin, USB has 26.38% compared to the sector at 22.59%. So USB is slightly more profitable than its sector. Finally, we'll look at USB in fast graphs. We can see that USB has a blended PE of 11.62 times. They do have an EPS yield of 8.61, which shows pretty good value at this time. They have a dividend yield of 4.24%. Over this 13-year time period that we're showing, USB has an adjusted operating earnings growth rate of 4.29% annually. Their fair value is calculated by Fast Graphs as 15 times, and their normal PE, that is the market price that they apply to USB, is 13.51 times. We can also see where I picked up my shares with the green dot there. I was able to pick up some USB shares at slightly under $40 per share, so I'm up about 20% overall on this position. USB is expected to grow earnings per share by 13% for this year, 11% for 2026, and 11% for 2027. For the most part, USB has traded under its normal PE. But if we look at the price now compared to the normal PE at the end of 2026, if it happened to reach that, we would have a total rate of return of around 44.77% or 28.56% annually. Well, that's my review of US Bank moving into the earnings. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this company. Let me know if you hold a position in US Bank. If you find these earnings previews helpful, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel so you are alerted to future videos as they get posted. I would also be grateful if you like the video to help support this channel. I wish you the best in your investment journey, and remember to trade well.